Well, indirect taxes are those taxes which are paid by the taxpayers immediately, indirectly when purchasing some goods or commodities, when hiring some services which are taxable. Under indirect taxes, the impact is on one person and the incidence is on another person. So the definition of indirect taxes, the word, the technical jargon, the incidence and the impact should be the most important word that you'll have to be talking about. Okay, so indirect taxes are shifted and the incidence of these taxes fall on persons other than original taxpayers. Indirect taxes include mainly excise duty, customs duty, sales tax, commodity tax, service tax, and octroi. We have not taken off customs duty because customs duty belongs to the central government and defense especially, and entire thing is taken care by the defense. That is the reason customs duty is included. Apart from that, all the other duties have been subsumed. Okay, subsumed. It also includes interest tax, expenditure tax, and foreign travel tax. Okay, examples of indirect taxes. Sales tax is paid to the government by seller, but it is understood that he will collect the same from the buyer. Here, the impact of sales tax is on the seller, while the incidence of the sales tax is on the buyer. Okay. When the excise duty is levied on manufacturer of cement, he shifts the burden to the tax to the consumer by raising the selling price. Here, the impact of excise duty falls on the manufacturer and incidence on the ultimate consumer. Under indirect taxes, the impact and incidence fall on different persons. The person who is required to pay the tax does not bear its burden. Thus, indirect taxes can be shifted. Income tax, wealth tax, central excise, service tax, customs duty, and central sales tax are enacted by the parliament. So you need to know the constitutional provisions relating to taxes. In one of my previous classes, I had informed and told you that if the Constitution of India does not permit, to levy taxes, nothing can be done. So what happens here is, most of the time, now for example, if you look at service taxes was not in the entry of the Indian Constitution at all. So it was introduced in 1994 under the Finance Act, which was also empowered by the Central Excise Central Excise Act of 1944. There are three important entries. Number one, the Constitution empowers the Union list, which is the central list, that is the taxes which can be levied by the central government in case of direct or indirect taxes. Okay, taxes are classified as direct and indirect. Under that, there are the Constitution empowers certain taxes, both direct and indirect, to be collected under the union list. Then when it comes to the state list, the Constitution again empowers and gives an entry of the taxes which can be collected by the state government. And finally, there is another list which is called the concurrent list, wherein the share of taxes collected by way of the entries in the concurrent list has to be shared between the central and the state. So there are three important entries. One is the union list, the state list, and the concurrent list. So three important lists are. So here, that is what it says. So income tax, wealth tax, central excise, service tax, customs duty, and central sales tax are enacted by the parliament. Number two, value-added taxes, state sales tax, state's excise duty, entertainment tax on cinemas, horse races, games and gambling, exhibitions, etc. are state government taxes. Here, even entertainment tax also comes under that. There is no separate act for service tax because separate set of provisions are notified in the Finance Act 1994 under the Central Excise Act of 1944. Octroi is levied by municipalities, corporations and panchayats. This is some tax like entry tax. Especially when you enter into Mumbai, you will have to pay this. If any goods enter into Mumbai, you have to pay entry tax, which is called the octroi. Octroi is a tax levied on the goods crossing the boundary of a local authority concerned. Okay. Now, definitions of duty, cess and tax. First and the foremost thing, definition of duty. My dear students, these are some of the questions which can be asked in the examination under section A. Define duty, 2 marks question. Definitely it can be asked. What is the definition of duty? Duty is a levy on goods. Pay the tax first and then take the goods. Example, customs duty is a duty on the goods imported. Excise duty is a duty on the goods manufactured. So, what is the difference between duty and tax? Duty you have to pay first. Only when you pay customs duty, your goods will be released from the customs office. Only when you pay excise duty on the goods, your goods can leave the factory premises. Okay, so that's the definition of duty. Cess. Cess is a tax imposed for a specific purpose and utilizes the same only for the purpose for which it has been levied. Tax is a levy. So cess is something which is specifically education cess and health cess. It is only used for that particular purpose. Then tax is a levy on other than goods. So any tax such as wealth tax, income tax, sales tax. So the tax which is levied on the process is called tax. So there is no prior payment. You need not pay income tax. You can earn your income, then at the end of the year, for the financial year, you can pay the income tax or file your returns. So example, service tax is a tax on an intangible, namely the service. Sales tax is a tax on the transaction, such as purchases and sales. Income tax is a tax on the income. Specific taxes. Taxes which are based on specific quantities or attributes like length, weight, and volume of the goods are called specific taxes. So see, all these are 2 marks questions in the final examination or in semester examination. Example, duty on cloth based on length in meters, duty on sugar based on weights in kilograms, ad valorem duties. What do you mean by ad valorem? These are taxes which are levied entirely based on the money value. Based on the money value of the goods are called ad valorem taxes. Example, sales tax on a commodity may be levied as same person on the selling price. Import duty may be levied at 5 paise per rupee or 5% on the value of goods which are imported. So these are ad valorem duties. 2 marks.